The only time in the NBA history that a player has won a championship and was crowned Finals MVP only to leave the following season to play for another team. We're going to simulate on 2K what if Kawhi Leonard stayed to defend his championship in Toronto. Stay tuned. Welcome guys, my name is Luis, and if you're not subscribed yet, go ahead and hit that button right along with the little bell on the side to get updated when I upload more videos like these. Today, we have an interesting one that I am wondering to see the results. It was very unfortunate that Golden State suffered many injuries during the finals in 2019, but it would have been tough to beat a fully loaded Warriors team. Regardless, they still won the championship. I guess the big question here today is, do they beat the 2020 Lakers team or Milwaukee, better yet the bubble Miami team? Let's simulate this season from the beginning using 2K20. As I'm simulating in the background, let's talk about the changes and effects that did not happen since Kawhi chose to stay. So Kawhi Leonard chose to stay, although he really wanted to go back home to LA. Why not try to at least defend your championship, right? So PG and Kawhi never have talks about going to LA. We imagine PG stays in OKC with Russ. We have a disgruntled James Harden who has absolutely no pleasure in playing with CP3. Let's just say, for the sake of this video and not to make it more complicated, these two stay together another year in Houston and try to make it work. Most likely trade requests would have been a high possibility, but we'll see how this duo does. After all, this is the duo that gave the KD Golden State Warriors some trouble the last couple years. Also, Danny Green never becomes a Laker and most likely stays with his guy Kawhi to try and defend the championship. Okay, after clearing some of the biggest dominoes, let's see the results on how the Raptors did this season. So the Raptors look good right off the bat. They did better than they originally did without Kawhi. We see Kawhi becoming Defensive Player of the Year and Nick Nurse as Coach of the Year. Kawhi Leonard makes the All-NBA second team and Pascal Siakam makes the All-NBA third team. Toronto leads the East and they earned the first seed with a 65-17 record. Originally, their record was 53-19, so they're 12 games better with Kawhi in their roster. Also, without Kawhi, they were the second seed, so according to 2K, they have a better record now than what Milwaukee had originally, putting them at the top spot. Kawhi's averages are very similar, if not slightly higher than they were last year. Let's simulate the playoffs as they go up against the Orlando Magic in the first round. This shouldn't be too hard of a matchup. Raptors win the first game, but Orlando does manage to put up a fight in game 2, making the series interesting. However, the Raptors ruin the momentum and fly by the Magic, winning the series 4-1. Next up is the highly anticipated rematch against the Sixers. Last year, it all came down to that one insane shot made by Kawhi. This would have been a great series to see if we could have seen it unfold in the bubble, not taking the injuries to Ben Simmons to account. Both teams split the first 4 games. Afterwards, the Raptors take control and win the next 2 games to advance to the Eastern Conference Finals to face Boston. Originally, the Raptors lost to Boston in 7 games in the bubble, but now that's about to change. The series proves to be no match for the Raptors as they easily defeat the Boston Celtics 4-1 and advance to the NBA Finals once again, only this time they won't be facing the Lakers, which is very surprising to me because I thought they would have been the ones to come out of the West, especially since there is no PG or Kawhi Clippers. Instead, it's the 4th seed Oklahoma City Thunder who make the NBA Finals, led by Russell Westbrook and Paul George. I mean, this is 2K. What do you expect, right? Sometimes we have some surprising end results. This is an interesting matchup because both Kawhi and Paul George made it to the NBA Finals, but not in a Clippers uniform. Instead, they're facing each other, and I would say the Raptors are perhaps the heavy favorites. Raptors take a 3-0 start, and you could tell it's pretty much a wrap. Crown Kawhi Leonard his 3rd championship, tying Steph Curry and LeBron James in the amount of rings they have. Kawhi now joins some of the greats to have back-to-back championships, like to name the most recent, Curry, LeBron, Kobe, MJ, and Elijah won. So there you go, Raptors win it in 2020. But in case you're not satisfied with the results, I went ahead and simulated this scenario 9 more times and I came up with these results. In a total of 10 simulations, Raptors clinched the first seed 9 out of 10 times, only losing the first seed to Milwaukee in one of those times. They are a great regular season team and well coached, as Nick Nurse wins Coach of the Year 8 out of 10 times, losing to the Mavs coach Rick Carlisle and Bucks head coach Mike Budenholzer. Toronto reaches the Eastern Conference Finals 8 out of 10 times, being eliminated early in the second round by only Philly 2 of those times. In 10 of those simulations, they made the NBA Finals half of those attempts. 50% chance to make the NBA Finals is fairly good. It's the same odds the NBA gave the Lakers and the Clippers coming into the season, especially when you have tough teams in the East like the Sixers, Bucks, Boston, and the Miami Heat. Imagine you have a 50% advantage of winning and advancing to the NBA Finals against all those teams. And finally, since they did make the NBA Finals 5 out of 10 times, they did manage to win all 5 times. The one we saw against the Thunder and then 4 against LeBron and the Lakers. 2 or 3 of those were determined in Game 7. So there you have it. Do you agree with 2K? Also, do you think Kawhi should have stayed another year in Toronto? If you enjoy this video, make sure to smash the like button and leave a comment. Thank you once again for watching. Until next time, Sim Sports signing out.